Alright guys, what's going on? This is Otis here, and today's commentary I wanted to talk about Armored Kill, and how it can be successful, and how it can just be disastrous for the consoles at least, and pretty much on PC it's going to be fine. There's going to be 64 people, the maps are going to be big enough I think, and the vehicles will be fine. So on the PC side it's going to be completely fine. It's just on the console side we're pretty much mostly playing now on the PlayStation, and occasionally on the Xbox. Although by the time Armored Kill comes out I will have it for the PC also, so I'll get to see how it is on all the systems pretty much, which will be pretty interesting. But I think it's mostly going to come down to map layout and just to pretty much see how many vehicles are actually in it. I mean, I know it's supposed to be vehicle-based combat, and so what's going to be pretty interesting too is to see what kind of classes everyone has. Is because the medic's going to be absolutely useless pretty much now because everyone's going to be in vehicles. So you're probably going to see an engineer class, where it's going to be about 80-90% people being engineers, so they can repair, probably put mines down, have javelins, smalls, RPGs, etc. there at least. And I could maybe see some snipers trying to do some long distance snipering stuff, putting some soul flames down, and really helping the team out there on that aspect of it. But I just think it's going to be just horrible for the consoles at least. I think the maps are going to be spread out too much. I think the only way I could kind of see it maybe doing really well was maybe if it's like a Wake Island and it's kind of spread out. But I don't know how well the action's going to be, because if one team has the AC-130 and you're able to have at least one plane and one helicopter, you're going to have pretty much more than half your team in those vehicles just to begin with, and you're not going to have a lot of people on the ground at least defending points and trying to capture more points. And so I can maybe see it working to where it's kind of like the close quarters maps where everyone just keeps running around all crazy and just keep capturing points all the time, except with vehicles, because they have the new tanks coming that are very fast, but they've got no armor at least. And so we'll see how many people, if there's only one person allowed in the new tanks, or if there's at least maybe like two, if there's the gunner and the main driver on the main turret at least. And then plus we have the artillery too. So I mean, I just don't think it's going to work in the consoles that well. I'm hoping I'm wrong, of course, but I mean, I thought close quarters wasn't going to be that well. And I really like it on Battlefield 3 at least. I was just absolutely just amazing. I don't play it as much anymore too, because I just mostly like the vehicles and stuff. Every so often I play it probably like two or three times a week. But if the maps are like Wake Island, where they're just more completely spread out, I could see it working on the consoles, especially if everyone gets in those fast tanks and stuff, moving to different points and stuff. I think what's actually going to help it on the consoles at least is whatever flag it is. It'll probably be like a B flag or like a neutral type flag in the map where everyone can easily like go to it probably at the same amount of time to capture that one for the AC-130. And so that flag will probably have the most action on either the AC-130 when it's over that flag, or even when it's not over and it, trying to defend it as much as possible, because the AC-130 is gonna fly around from pretty much objective to objective, and we don't know the flight path that's going to be on it, but it's going to be something that's predetermined already in the game, where it's going to be on like I don't know, the rail system pretty much is what most people call it at least, where it's got a predetermined flight path. But another thing too that'll be pretty interesting for the AC-130 is how easily and it's going to get shot down. And you could even have it to the one point to where it's not able to be shot down, but you can get into a plane and possibly ram it out of the sky, pretty much like you can do with the helicopters right now with the less skilled pilots who can't kill the people in the attack helicopters on the consoles, which you get a lot of, and it's kind of frustrating. So I could definitely see that happening. It's going to be interesting to see how strong the AC-130 guns are. They're supposed to be really strong against aircraft, and they said there is unlocks for it. So we'll probably get I think they said there was a low caliber mode on the guns, and then also like a high caliber. So I know traditionally in AC-130 it's got like the chain gun, it's got a grenade launcher, and it's got like a big cannon pretty much, also kind of like a mini tank shell type of thing that it can shoot down. So who knows if we'll get all three of those. And who knows how many unlocks there'll be and what type of unlocks. They said both people will be able to flare, both the gunners, so it's gonna have two sets of flares and maybe even two sets of ECMs, to where you can maybe have both of your gunners using ECM, and it's going to be impossible to shoot out of the air unless you get a soul flame out, which I could maybe see some people using snipers, but I don't really see snipers being that useful. Maybe put a soul flame down, but you're not going to be able to snipe everyone if everyone's in jets and planes and tanks. You're going to be pretty much just sitting there with your thumb up your ass. I mean, it's going to be pretty interesting on that type of perspective. I mean, medics are going to be absolutely obsolete in Armored Kill, of course, because you can't repair a vehicle or revive a vehicle with your little patty cake. So that class will be gone. I pretty much what I can see now is probably about 90% of the people being engineers, just with javelins, smas, in the RPGs and the mines, because that'd be the only thing that would be pretty much usable, because you'd be able to repair everything. What else was that I want to talk about? I could definitely see. Like, I could see, like, an Operation Firestorm map being, like, new one of the Armored Kill type maps, because pretty much how it is in the consoles, you just have your 3 points right there. But on the PC, you also have 2 extra points in the very, very side. And so I think if they're spread out too much, I can honestly see them not working. But I think how Armored Kill can easily work is if they take the size that they have on the PC maps right now for the current maps, because they're a little bit bigger, and putting those in the consoles with the new vehicles and stuff. I could see that working for sure, and maybe putting them like on 5 flags on the consoles for Armored Kill. But I mean, it's going to be close. It's going to be very, very interesting to see how it's going to work, how it's going to be laid out and everything. I think the main thing is how it's going to be laid out, how fast the vehicles are going to be. But to be optimistic about it, because I'm always usually a guy that looks at things in a half full, and I just honestly don't see it working like on the consoles, like as much as I want it to. I think it's just going to be an aerial battle. I mean, you're going to have maybe your people that are good, really, really good in your tanks and that type of stuff down on the ground there. Maybe people in the ATVs, because they're going to have those now, so maybe you'll be able to drive around really quickly and capture points. But also, you might have people in the jets locking on with you with guided missiles. You might have the helicopters attacking you too. I think helicopters are definitely going to be the most utilized vehicle in Armored Kill, and just because they can go so fast, and you'd be able to hop from point to point, capturing it for your team. And if you lose your AC-130 spawn point, which it'll be in the middle of the map, it'll be all neutral, and you can pretty much fly to that one, go capture that one, maybe fly towards the enemy spawn and capture those types of objectives, and then fly all the way back and make sure you can keep that middle point so you can keep your AC-130. But even then, you're not really going to have much support. I mean, yeah, you'll have some support in the AC-130, but the AC-130 is also probably going to be busy trying to shoot the other plane down, or other helicopters, or planes too. It might not be one plane. I think the only way it's going to work, though, is if they have one plane. If they have 2 planes, I just don't see Armored Kill really, really working at all, because at the very, very bare minimum on the consoles, you're going to have your 1 plane, your attack helicopter, each type of tank now, so that's just 4 vehicles right there with pretty much let's see, we got 1 in your plane, 2 in your helicopter, and then probably 2 each in the tank, and so that's pretty much 8 people right there, 7 people. But I don't know, it's just I hope it works out. I could see them if they take the current maps, like I've said before, maps of the PC and make them that size for Armored Kill. But I don't know, it's going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully it's pretty well off, but hopefully you guys enjoyed this commentary, and hopefully Armored Kill is pretty on the consoles, guys. Thanks for watching.